Right, I'm back again doing my WrestleMania 41 predicted card yet again. In case you guys haven't seen the previous videos, I predicted the card before the Royal Rumble and got a few right. And then I predicted it after the Royal Rumble and somehow got it more wrong. So in today's video, I'm amending my predictions once again. And just a reminder, this is just a bit of fun, right? I'm more than aware a lot of these will probably be wrong, but I'm going to try my best and give it my best shot. And as always here at Wrestling Republic, we are dirt sheet free. There is going to be no spoilers, so a lot of these might already be wrong according to the so-called dirt sheets. They may have these spoilers, well there's no spoilers here, right? This is genuinely just my predictions. Firstly, we have a non-changer. Gunther versus Jey Uso. I mean, this is confirmed, so this isn't really much of a prediction, is it? It's obviously going to happen. It's going to be a fun build. And in case you guys haven't seen my video I did earlier last week where I said how they should be able to book this feud in order to drag it out for the next 8 weeks, make sure you guys should check that out because it is quite difficult to build a feud for like 12 weeks, which is how long it's going to have been since the Royal Rumble to WrestleMania. But they're going to have to do it for this one. Up next, we do have a change because I no longer think the World Tag Team Championships are going to be on the line at Mania. I previously predicted the the War Raiders now, were going to be defending against the New Day. And in between these two videos, I actually thought that perhaps Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee would be involved as well, and it would be a triple threat tag. And I still think that match is probably going to happen, but presumably on WrestleMania Raw or whatever they do, or around that time. I unfortunately don't think it's going to make the card, which does suck as the New Day deserve to be on it. But instead, I'm going to predict they're going to do Drew McIntyre versus Damian Priest, which quite frankly, I'm not happy about at all. You guys have heard me say that I think, and I've said it for months and months and months, that it should be CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre versus Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. They've told a story that's lasted all year, and it ending at WrestleMania would have been perfect. But Drew McIntyre's moved to SmackDown. Damian Priest is in the Elimination Chamber alongside him. They're going to cost each other or something, and it'll be a singles match, I reckon. Up next, another non-changer from my original predictions video. DIY defending the Tag Team Championships against Pretty Deadly, Motor City Machine Guns, and the Street Profits. Now, this prediction has actually become way more likely than when I first predicted it over a month ago now. So this is one of my only predictions which really has aged well, and I'm excited for this. Now, the one factor I don't know if it's gonna happen or not is the latter part, right? That is what I'm predicting and what I have been predicting, but I am starting to get a little bit tempted that another match on this card is going to be a ladder match instead. So maybe it will just be a fatal 4-way tag. But regardless, I do think these four guys are going to face each other for the WWE Tag Team Championships. Up next, another non-changer from my original predictions video. And I'm dying on this hill, aren't I? But I unfortunately still think John Cena versus Logan Paul is going to happen. Now, I know a lot of people think Cena's going to win the Chamber and going to be in the main event. I still don't think that is going to happen because, of course, we know on the road to WrestleMania European Tour, John Cena is going to be touring with Raw, while Cody Rhodes is going to be touring with SmackDown. Now, of course, Cody could technically show up on Raw's right, but if I was the USA Network and I paid $1.4 billion, then I'd be rather upset if Raw got 2 world title builds heading into the biggest show of the year. So I don't think Cena's going to be involved in the WWE Championship picture, but I do think he should be, and I do want him to be. But yeah, annoyingly, I do think it's going to be Cena versus Logan Paul. Now, last night, I actually used Twitter's new AI, or X's new AI, Grok, and just asked it, basically, to make the WrestleMania card based on WWE's current booking because it's up to date, and it did this new deep search thing, and some of them I thought were absolutely nonsense, but one of the big predictions which it was saying was John Cena versus Logan Paul. So clearly I'm not alone on this, based on the booking that they've been doing and the things Logan Paul has been saying on Impulsive, on his vlogs and all that. People and AI, for some reason, do think that this match is going to happen. So I'm not as alone on this as I first thought. Up next is another change, and I was dying on the hill that it was going to be Cody versus Orton. It's not going to be that, because I thought Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn was going to be dragged out until WrestleMania, but they are facing each other in an unsanctioned match at the Elimination Chamber, and that is a match which ends a feud, right? So no way is that going to carry on being dragged out. It's going to be Kevin Owens versus Randy Orton. I think Randy Orton is going to return at the Elimination Chamber, and Orton versus Owens will be a banger, so I'm glad we're going to see it. And then it leads to the question, what will Sami Zayn do? Well, I'm guessing Karrion Kross, as that's what they've been teasing. And this would replace the Wyatt Six versus Judgment Day feud, which I predicted. And I still think that that should have been the move, if I'm being completely honest. But obviously there's rumors of injuries and stuff like that. But I do think that would have made a lot of sense. But obviously the Judgment Day are also now Women's Tag Team Champions, and Finn Balor seems to be involved in the IC title picture. Oh, and the Wyatt Six were moved to SmackDown as well. So talking about the IC title picture, I predicted earlier this month it was going to be Bron Breakker versus AJ Styles, and that aged like fine wine. But I'm also going to add Finn Balor into the equation now based on what we've seen in the last couple of weeks. Now, I'm not entirely certain on this, if it will be a triple threat, or if it will be a six-man ladder match. I do think that is possible. Perhaps get Penta in there, perhaps Ludwig Kaiser, Sheamus, Pete Dunne even, like names like that basically. Because I would love to see that match, but again, I do think it comes down to whether or not the Fatal 4-Way tag match is going to be a ladder match or not. Plus, if they want to do a six-man tag team match just a couple of months before Money in the Bank. Up next, another change, and I previously predicted a 4-way for the Women's Intercontinental Championship between Lyra Valkyria, Bayley, Roxanne Perez, and Io Sky, and I would have loved to see that match. Hopefully that does happen. But I just couldn't work out a way to get it on the card at this point, because I do think they're going to do Jade Cargill versus her attacker. Now, I don't know if this is going to be Naomi or Bianca Belair. For the sake of this card, Bianca Belair has to be on there, so I'm going to say Jade Cargill versus Bianca Belair. Maybe Bianca's going to do something else, right? I don't know. But for now, I'm going to predict Jade Cargill versus Bianca Belair, and I'm not sure on this one at all. But I do think Jade's returning at the Chamber, and I do think she's either going to take out Naomi or Bianca Belair and reveal one of them was her attacker. Up next, we have another change, because I previously predicted a Bloodline 8-man tag team match with Solo Sikoa, Tama Tonga, Tonga Loa, and Jacob Fatu taking on Jimmy Uso, Damian Priest, LA Knight, and Braun Strowman. Basically, it was just a way to get a bunch of people on the card. It's not happening. It's going to be Solo Sikoa versus Jacob Fatu, I think. I'm presuming Bloodline rules. I don't think they can do tribal combat, can they? Because Solo Sikoa is not technically the tribal chief now. But who knows? One of those bloodline stipulations, and I'm sure it'll be a great match, and hopefully elevates Shika Fatu into that main event scene. Now, up next, I still do think there's going to be a Women's Tag Team Championship match, but I do think it's going to be massively different to what I previously predicted. Because in case you haven't seen those videos, I previously predicted that Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair would team up once again to take on Naomi and Jordynne Grace, finding out that Naomi got with Jordynne Grace, her former friend, to take out Jade Cargill. Obviously, that didn't end up happening, so instead my new prediction is of course the Women's Tag Team Championships, Liv and Raquel going up against Io Sky and Dakota Kai, along with a makeshift tag team of Bayley and Roxanne Perez. Now, WWE love to do this. It's a tailor's order of time, putting together two rivals in a tag team, especially when one of them is a newcomer. Now, the thing is, surely they've got to find a way to put Io Sky and Bayley on this card, and this is one way to do so. And Roxanne Perez, like I said, it would start, potential friendship with Bayley, then they'll turn it back into a rivalry down the line. Even this week on Raw, they had a backstage encounter, so they're definitely building something. But I also do think that Roxanne Perez could be in singles action at NXT Stand and Deliver against Jordynne Grace. So yeah, not overly confident on this one, but I'm going to predict it. Up next, another non-changer. Now, out of every single prediction on this card, this is the one I'm the least certain on. Quite frankly, I don't even think it's happening, but it's, I guess, my best prediction, and I've been saying it, so I'll just stick by it for now, but it'll be wrong in a couple of days, and that is Rhea Ripley versus Becky Lynch. Now, my theory is that Jade Cargill is going to take out either Naomi or Bianca Belair, presumably Bianca Belair, before the Chamber. Therefore, a slot opens, Becky Lynch comes in and wins the match. Not too confident on it, but screw it, I'll continue predicting it for now. But before we do get into the final few predictions, if you guys could like and subscribe, that would be massively appreciated. Here at Wrestling Republic, we create between 5 to 10 free videos every single week, and in addition to that, we have a live daily stream every single day at 8 p.m. UK, 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Pacific. I hope to see you guys there. Thank you. Up next, it's the match which I wanted to be the fatal four-way between Rollins, Reigns, Punk, and McIntyre. Now I think it'll just be one-on-one between Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns. After the Rumble, I still thought CM Punk was going to be involved in this, but now I think he's going to have something else to do instead, which we'll get into in just a minute. So I'm guessing Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns. I don't know if I'm certain on this one either, just because this will presumably main event night one because it is Roman Reigns. And I don't know, is it big enough? I mean, obviously they have so much history, right? But it's just the fact they haven't built it too much as of late. Then again, they have like 7 weeks to build it, so. Up next, another non-changer from my original predictions. Right before the Royal Rumble, I predicted this, and it's turned out completely correct. Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair. But like I said, in the WWE Championship picture, I have got a change now, as I no longer predict it will be Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton. Instead, I predict it's going to be Cody Rhodes versus CM Punk. The question going into it will be, will Cody Rhodes turn? And no, he won't, but CM Punk, well, I think CM Punk is going to do exactly what he said he'd do when he came back to the company. He's not here to make friends, he's here to make money and win championships, and he's going to shockingly align himself with The Rock. Now, a lot of people think John Cena is going to be in this position, but again, there's the entire Raw tour thing, but also, there's no way they're going to turn John Cena heel on his retirement tour. Surely not. But yeah, those are my predictions. Basically, the gist of it is, I have absolutely no idea what's happening, and that is the beauty of it. That's what makes this so exciting right now. Now, like I said, there's a few matches from my original predictions I do wish they went with, especially CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, and Seth Rollins. That still annoys the hell out of me. But even still, I am so excited for this card. It is going to be a banger no matter what. And I'm sure I'll come back next week after the Elimination Chamber and have to change basically half of this card again. But that does bring us to the end of the video, guys. If you did enjoy, please leave a like and subscribe. That helps us out so much. And I will see you guys in the next video. Have a great day. Peace.